Good morning, Mr. Berry's class, looking at the quadrilateral test for geometry. We are to determine whether the statement is true or false, and you're just going to write T or F clearly. Don't make your T's look like F's or F's look like T's. Just write it clearly. Number one, a trapezoid is a parallelogram. And you may want to pause this as I'm going to read through these kind of quickly if you want to think about it. Remember to use your notes also. Number two, a kite is a parallelogram. 3, a rhombus can be a square. 4, all squares are rectangles. 5, a square is a quadrilateral, rectangle, rhombus, and a parallelogram. 6, a rectangle is a shape with 4 congruent sides. 7, a kite can have 4 congruent sides. 8, a right trapezoid has only one right angle. 9, a parallelogram has only one pair of parallel sides. 10, a rhombus can sometimes be a square. Now, judging by appearance, classify each quadrilateral in as many ways. So you're just going to take a look at 11 through 16. You may want to pause it here as I'm going to go on and have you write as many ways you can label these as possible. For this next section, classify each quadrilateral by its most precise name. Okay, so you're going to take a look at each one of these, and on the blank, the most precise name you're going to give, 17 through 24. For 25 through 27, you're going to graph the quadrilateral A, B, C, D, and then determine the name of each one. So you're just going to plot these points. If I can get you started, remember the first number is always the X, and the second is always the Y. There is a small X and a small Y there, but you can barely see it. So 0, 5, 0, and then I just go up 5 on the Y. Remember, it's always X, Y, like that. And then negative 5, 0. So negative 5, 0 would be right here. Negative 5 on the X, 0 on the Y. So I'm not going up or down on the Y. And then, continue to go ahead and plot those points, connect the dots, and determine the name of the quadrilateral. What kind of quadrilateral? Name the type of quadrilateral that makes. You'll do the same thing for 26 and for 27. For the next section, find the missing variables. So if this is a square, all 4 sides are going to be equal. So you could take this to equal this side, or you could take this to equal this. I would, since it's a square, that these two are equal, probably be easiest. 3x equals 9. Set it up that way and just solve for x. What times 3 would equal 9? And then do the same thing here in order to figure out y. You could do y minus 6 equals 9. So just add 6 to both sides, and that will give you what y equals. Okay, these two, you could figure out what the x value is by taking x plus 2 equals 14. Solve for x. Once you figure out x, plug it in here. Add it to 12, and that's going to be what your 10 plus y equals. Okay? Whatever that x is, plus 12, this side's going to equal that side. Then you can solve for y. For the rectangle, I'm going to take this and have it equal 48. So I'm going to have 3x plus 12 equaling 48. Solve for x. For the y's, you could just set these equal to each other. Y plus 2 equals 2y minus 4. And you can solve for y. Just get your y's on one side, isolate the variable y, and you can figure out what y equals. For the next section, find the variable or measurements asked for each parallelogram. So remember that, right across from each other, you're going to have the same amount. So if this is 112, this is going to be 112. And in order to find that y, remember you're going to take 180 minus the 112. 180 minus 112 should give you the y. A is going to equal what's directly across from it. B is going to equal what's directly across from it. Same thing over here for 32. Remember, this is going to be equal to what's directly across from it, the B. It looks like the side, it looks like the measurement of the side, not the angle that he wants here. It's not clear, but because there's no little degrees by it, so it's got to be the side. So remember, this is going to be bisected, so this A should equal what this is. Right here you have vertical angle, so that y should equal what this angle is. And then the x, you have alternating interior angles. If you look at it kind of like sideways like this, I don't know, for me that helps. So you have this parallel line, and this transversal. So you have alternating interior angles there. So that x should be the same as this angle up here. Taking a look at 33. These two are going to add up to equal 180. Once you figure out that, plug that into, if you plug it into this one, these two are going to equal. 7 times whatever you find out x is going to equal what y is. Or you could plug it into this one, find out what 8 times x is, and then take 180 minus that, and that will give you your y too. So once again, for this one, these two are going to add up to equal 180. 7x plus 8x equals 180. So you could figure out your x there. So you have 15x equals 180. Just take 180 divided by 15. Now, once you figure out x, put it back in here. 7 times that is going to be the same as this. These two angles are going to be the same because we have parallelogram here. All right, let's take a look at this. You're going to set these two sides equal to each other and then solve for x. Set these two sides equal to each other. So it's 13x plus 15 equals 19x minus 9. So set those equal to each other and solve for x. These two you're going to add together to equal 180. Okay, so let me write that out so to get you started. So we're going to have 13x plus 15 equals 19x minus 9. Okay, and then for these two, you're going to take 10y minus 37 plus 4y plus 7 equals 180, and then solve for y. And then you could figure out all this other stuff. The QR is going to be, once you figure out what x equals, plug that back into your x value, work it out. That will give you the measurement of QR. Okay, in order to figure out these two, you're going to set them equal to each other. So you're going to have 5x plus 38 equals 8x minus 19. Okay, solve for x. Then you can plug that x value back in to figure out what d is. And it's going to be the same as b. Then in order to find a and c, you're going to take 180 minus whatever d is, or minus whatever b is, because these are going to be the same. 180 minus that will give you a, and will give you c. And then, you know, you'll put your x value up there. Hopefully this helps, and good luck with this test.